Okay, hi there. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to overlay your text, your hand-lettered text image, which should be scanned. So it's now a scanned image, how to overlay that on top of a photograph. Okay, so before you go any further, you need two things on your desktop. You need the actual image file of your scanned hand lettering. You also need the photograph that you will put the hand lettering on top of. So first thing you're going to do is you will open up Photoshop and you will have your tools on the left side here and everything that has to do with colors and layers and things on this side. Okay, so now you're going to go to File and Open. And I can see that my scanned image of my text is right over here. Just press Open. So there it is, okay, and I can see the name of it right up there. It doesn't really, it's just numbers. What I'm going to do now is I want to get rid of all this negative space. You can see that my image, my actual image that I did the hand lettering is kind of small, right? And I can cut all this out. So to do that, I'm going to use the polygonal lasso tool. It's the third tool down, and if you don't see it right there, you probably see the lasso tool on top. It's underneath. So select that. And now I'm going to go, I'm going to use shortcuts for this so it's faster. I'm just going to press Command plus and just cut around, cutting around the text. Okay, so as you can see, it's a really rough cutout of this text. It's like when you get to the beginning of your line, you will see a little O appear next to your icon. Just click, and we want to see those marching ants around the text. Okay, so now we're going to press Command C. That will copy what we've selected, and then we will go to File, New. I'm just going to call this text 2 because we're going to change it a little more later. My resolution, 300 is enough. 600 is very high. Grayscale is great, keeping it black and white. And my background contents are transparent. Excellent. I'm going to press OK. And all I'm doing now, so it's my new file. I see it right here on top, and there's my old file. So on my new file, I'm just going to press Command V, and there it is. It pops right on top. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to just play with the contrast. I'm going to open up levels, and levels will adjust the brightness and the contrast. So Command L, and you'll see levels pop right. Play around here. If I adjust this, it will make my whites whiter and my darks darker. So I've just adjusted it a little. Look at how it looks when you adjust it too high. Ooh, doesn't look very good. And if you adjust it too low, it's very, very light. So I'm adjusting it just a little higher. Okay, and that is looking pretty good. Okay, so anyhow, pressing OK. That's all we're doing here, is we're just making those small adjustments. I might even go to Image and go to Contrast and just make contrast a little more extreme. Okay, so Command A means you have selected everything. Okay, and then I'm pressing Command C. So I'm copying this again. So we are going to paste this on top of the picture. So for now, we're just going to go to File, Open, and this time I'm going to open my background picture. Okay, here it is. Just pressing Open. So this is now my third file that's open in Illustrator. And then I'm just going to press Command V and open that up. I can see that it's a little too big right here. So what I'm going to do is press Command T. This is the transform tool. But in order for us to keep the same proportions, we must only resize from the corner and always press the Shift key. So I'm holding down the Shift key. I've got the corner I'm pulling it in, okay, and then I grab the middle and I'm dragging it to the middle of the image and dragging it. You don't want to pull it from here, right? You got to go inside the image. You can see it's a little bit small. I made it a little too small. Again, holding down the shift, going from this corner and pulling out a little bit more. Okay, and press enter when you're done with the transformation. So now I'm going to go up here, and this is just the move tool. So I'm going to move it around. If I want it at a diagonal or change the angle, I'm going to go to Command T again, Command T. And if you go to a corner, you see these arrows appear. Okay, it'll be at every corner. So if you hover outside the corner, you can actually move the angle. Okay, so if I wanted it at an angle, that's what I could do. I press enter, and then I can adjust and move it around. Okay, so now you know how to change the size while keeping the same proportions. You also know how to adjust the angle. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you how to do is how to make the white disappear. This is the fastest way to do it. Okay, so there are many ways that you could do it. I'm going to go, make sure you're selected on the text layer, and under the type, like what we want, what effect we want to do to the layer, we are going to multiply this layer. And multiply the layer means that we get rid of the background. Now obviously, if you take a look at this, like, you can't see my text anymore because the picture in the background, the image, is so dark in itself that it's almost like I need the text to be really bright for it to stand out against this. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to invert the image. So all you have to do is press Command I. Now the image is inverted, which means all the negative space is now positive and positive space is negative. Okay, so after you've inverted, Command I, that's a shortcut, you are going to go under that layer effect again. And now we're going to go down to screen. Whoa, now that's looking good. Okay, now I can really see it, especially with the background. So for image, I'm just going to look around, adjustments. I might even adjust the image or the text color again. I can make it brighter. Okay, and that's actually pretty cool. Okay, so now I've adjusted the text. It's bright. It's exactly what I want. Last step I'm going to do is crop the image. So right over here, you see the crop tool. It's the fourth tool down on the left, crop tool. And up here at the top, you'll see all these different ways that you can crop. Because my lettering is more of a square layout, I think I'm going to stick with a square. Okay, and so the square appears and you can move it around. You can even make it smaller. Like if you want it to be a smaller square, by all means, adjust it. You can use the arrows if you have to, the up, like all the arrows on your keyboard, you can use those to make tiny adjustments to your crop. Okay, checking out that space, I see that it is not totally centered, so I'm just going to move it over just a tad. Okay, and make sure that the space at the bottom and the top is similar. I can see that it's not really, so I'm just going to make those adjustments. Okay, so now it's looking pretty even. That's pretty important when you're cropping. And then when I'm done with that, I'm just going to press enter. But this is the image now that I'm going to save. Okay, so right here I'm just going to go to File, Save. I'm going to save it as text, edit, definitely put my name in here. And the format, I'm going to save it as a JPEG. And the quality is going to be maximum, definitely maximum quality. Okay, and then there is my image. That is what's saved. So now if I want to print the image, that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the JPEG that I just saved. And I'm going to save this as a PSD as well. Photoshop. I'm going to name it text, edit, Amy Z, PSD. So now I've got one PSD copy and I have a JPEG copy. So PSD means I can still work with the layers, and my JPEG copy is what I will probably send to the printers. So that's it, guys.